Fox 19 Now's investigation into the unemployment fraud in the state of Ohio is spreading across the country.
Our Chris Riva has been digging into this situation for weeks. And Chris, we heard you in the newsroom today, and you had some pretty surprising interviews.
Well, conversations proving that Ohio's unemployment fraud problem has escalated from a state level to a national problem. The last 2 weeks, we've been telling you about tens of thousands of people that are receiving tax forms indicating that they have applied for benefits when they did not, likely making them a victim of fraud or identity theft. But within the last 24 hours of our report, cases of fraud filtering through Ohio's unemployment office are spreading like wildfire. This map shows how widespread the problem is, each marker representing the hundreds of people that reached out to us, not ODJFS. These are the unknowing victims of the latest Ohio unemployment crisis. By a show of hands, how many people do not live in the state of Ohio?
Today, via video conference,
Okay, everybody here.
we gathered a large group of the more than 200 emails we have received in the last 24 hours.
I've never been to Ohio in my entire life. I'm sure it's lovely.
This screen represents 22 different states from various backgrounds, but they all have one thing in common.
How many people received the 1099-G form?
I knew immediately it was something to be worried about because, again, I don't live in Ohio and I don't work in Ohio.
They received a 1099-G tax form from the Ohio Unemployment Office, and none of them have filed for benefits in the state of Ohio last year.
I didn't even know they existed. Department of Job and Family Services, no communication until I got that 1099 yesterday.
It just seems like there's so many levels of failure that have to occur for someone to claim benefits that doesn't have an address in the state that has never worked there. But it also makes me sad because that's a heck of a lot of money that could help people.
What scares me is if your identity was stolen, it was stolen 6-7 months ago. And what's been done since then to your financial situation that you don't know about?
Many are unsure what to do next, fearing the online link or telephone number to report their fraud claims are yet just another scam.
For me, when I talked to the woman this morning, she basically told me, because she was having a hard time actually talking to me because I didn't have a PIN number on a card that was apparently sent to me, which was ridiculous. So someone steals my identity, opens up this fraudulent benefits account. I'm the real Camille, and they won't talk to me because I don't know the PIN number on a card that was apparently used to pay these benefits. So I actually laughed and said, like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm the person whose identity was used. Like, you need to help me.
That Zoom call representing California to Florida. As we've reported, the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services says that they have actually stopped 166,000 of these forms from going out, saying that they were going to fraudulent claimants. These are the people that did receive it. On January 13th, the day that the online portal was created to help those who received the form, 260 people signed in. Monday, Fox 19 Investigates confirmed that more than 10,000 claimed that they were victims of fraud. And then now tonight, 4 days later, 2 days since we last reported on this number, it's more than doubled. We're sitting at 46,000 claimants. Now, we asked today to speak to Director Henderson, and she said that she wasn't available today. The office said that they'll let us talk to her as soon as we can. We also spoke to Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost about how this is happening in his investigations. He says he's looking into it. We even called the FBI looking into what are the things that they're doing to try to track down these criminals. But of all the information that we can provide, this is the most important part. If you've received one of these 1099-G forms and you think you're a victim of fraud, you can go to our website, fox19now.com. There's a story titled, "Get an Ohio 1099-G form but didn't file for unemployment? Here's what to do." And it looks like this. Within the story is a link that will take you to a page that has a 3-step process to go through where you can actually submit the fact that you are a fraudulent claimant. Now, at some point next week, we're going to know just how much money has been paid out to these fraudulent claims, guys. Our reporting will continue.
Wait time problems, delays in receiving benefits, outdated technology, and hundreds of millions of dollars sent to criminals.
Fox 19 Now Investigates has been reporting on problems with Ohio's unemployment system for nearly a year now.
Yeah, Chris joins us. Here's the question. Who should be held accountable?
Well, Rob, at some point, the finger at the agency head, Kimberly Henderson, but others say the state legislature has dropped the ball years ago when they could have improved the system. But did you know that there was a group put in place in October to investigate and recommend reforms? There's one problem. They haven't even met yet.
Our citizens, the good people of Ohio, deserve better.
May 12th of last year, as thousands of Ohioans were enduring major delays in receiving their unemployment benefits.
This is very important.
State Representatives Tracy Richardson and Mark Frazier stood in front of the House Ways and Means Committee to pitch House Bill 614.
It expresses the legislature's intent to study and reform the application, processing, and administration of Ohio's unemployment system. In short, how do we improve our system so that it is better and more responsive for the people of Ohio?
We view HB 614 as an opportunity to learn what went wrong and where we can make improvements to the actual system.
The idea is to do it as quickly as possible.
Just 2 weeks later, Ohio Unemployment Agency head Kimberly Henderson, then Kimberly Hall, testified.
I am not here today to offer excuses.
And then, just days later, House Bill 614 had some structure, with a proposed Unemployment Compensation Modernization and Improvement Council. It would evaluate the claim filing process, response times, and technological infrastructure. It would require Director Henderson to create a written strategic staffing plan. It would require the state auditor to create a report. And finally, the council would have to have a report of recommendations ready 6 months after its first meeting.
Any members have any questions?
After 10 hearings in front of 2 committees, House Bill 614 passed in late September. Fast forward to now.
We are dependent on the chairman of the House committee, where items are assigned, and the Senate committee to call the first meeting. And that's what we're currently waiting on.
9 months after House Bill 614 was introduced, and more than 4 months since the bill was passed, the Modernization Improvement Council has not met once. And on top of that, the council is not even complete, as one of the 11 members still has not been appointed by Governor Mike DeWine.
I had assumed that this would all get started immediately, and it didn't.
Zach Schiller is a research director for the nonprofit group Policy Matters Ohio, an organization that contributes to policy changes it says improves the lives of Ohioans. Schiller first testified on House Bill 614 on June 10th.
If we're talking about holding people accountable, this should have gotten started months ago, and we should be able to start taking steps to deal with it.
If the council were to have its first meeting this month, it would not be required to have a report of recommendations until August. That would be 1 year and 3 months since House Bill 614 was introduced. And that doesn't sit well with Facebook groups like this one, called Ohio Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. This is a collection of 18,000 people, many of whom are still waiting for their benefits, and express their anger and outrage each day. To them and others, Representative Frazier offers
to take an antiquated system.
This is still a very high priority for the House. We're going to meet and we're going to deliver results in 6 months. And not frequently do you see committees that deliver reports in 6 months. And so we're going to be dedicated to doing this. We're going to find the best solutions in order to service the people of Ohio that are trying to get paid for unemployment due to no fault of their own. And we're going to try to make a better system that's top in class in the United States.
Words, not actions right now. So here's how the council is comprised. 3 representatives, 3 senators, Director Henderson, 2 employers, and 2 labor representatives. Representative Frazier did tell us that he hopes the council will have their initial meeting soon, because while there are 11 members on that council, only 6 are needed for a quorum. And then there's this. Late this afternoon, Governor DeWine announced the 9th and 10th members of the council. This all comes one day after we started asking the hard questions on why he hasn't appointed all of the remaining members to that council yet. Not sure if it's a coincidence, but there's still one spot yet to be appointed.
Now, Chris, you said one of the council's requirements is for the state to do an audit of the agency, right?
That's correct. In fact, Auditor Keith Faber is telling us now that his process can be started regardless of when the council meets, and we're told that he already has started it. Now, the office will not provide specifics, but we did find out the office is charging $79 an hour to do that audit. And guess who gets the bill, guys? The agency they're auditing, ODJFS.
This has been going on at least for months. I mean, I found out about this in June. I saw that Channel 19 in Cincinnati did a report on this in June.
State lawmakers are calling for government transparency and accountability following our investigation into Ohio's unemployment system.
He's talking about you.
Correct.
All right, so at issue here are unemployed people getting their benefits stolen by hackers who gained access to their benefits.
2 lawmakers claim the governor's office and the unemployment office aren't sharing critical information that would make those victims whole again.
So the information on Fox 19 Now Investigate was already asking for it. Here's more.
Pushback from JFS and the governor's office that everything's fine, nothing to see here, but truly, I mean, there's clearly a problem here.
In June, Fox 19 Now Investigates introduced you to several people who had their benefits stolen.
Monday morning I checked, nothing there.
Victims from across the state.
Where did it go?
That didn't receive critical dollars.
I was in a panic.
From what I was told from one of the representatives, that it's happening to multiple people throughout the state and that someone hacked the system.
The Ohio Department of Job and Family Services has repeatedly told Fox 19 Now Investigates that there is no evidence their system was ever compromised or hacked.
Just haven't been open and honest about what's going on. I'm not as confident that things are okay.
In July, ODJFS Executive Director Matt Damschroeder did say that they would give victims who lost money the opportunity to get their benefits back, but that has not happened yet. In fact, ODJFS has yet to announce the process to even recover lost benefits.
It's time to address the concerns that.
So today, Crossman called for more accountability and transparency from the governor to ODJFS itself.
I mean, I found out about this in June. I saw that Channel 19 in Cincinnati did a report on this in June, asked for documents back in July that have, as of a week or so ago, from I heard from the reporter, had never been responded to.
This is the Fox 19 Now Investigates public records request to the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services July 1st, seeking emails and text messages between ODJFS leadership about account takeovers or hijack claims. We are also looking for the proof that the system was not hacked. ODJFS has not acknowledged this request. Representative Crossman says he has also put in a similar request with no response.
And we don't know what the scope of the problem is. They have not been open about that. So if they're doing everything they can, show us the records. Produce the documents that we've asked for.
Is it semantics? The response from Dan Tierney from the governor's office on our public records request right now, he apologized today that it has not been acknowledged at this point. They're still working on those answers. But why do we want this story so bad? It's to make the individuals that have not received money and haven't received their benefits since June be able to get the money that is entitled to them. We'll continue our reporting.
It's probably a lot of money without a lot of people without money. It's a long time.
It is. It really is. And so he was saying that there are constituents that he has near Cleveland that are homeless now, or they've lost their car because they weren't able to get the money that was due to them because it was taken through an account takeover.
Gotcha. All right.